Hi, my name is Dhruv Tripathi. So today we're going to understand how you can forecast the next SS 2027 season forecast using consumer insight. Just because we're going to develop the fashion product, it is very important to understand how consumers are currently feeling, what exactly they require, and how you can convert those requirements into the next product development. So for that purpose, I'm going to use F-Trend's predictive intelligence platform through which we're going to identify the key consumer insight, what exactly the consumers are talking about from various social media trends that we're going to actually extract through our tool. And then we're going to also understand the key narrative intelligence through which we're going to understand what are the key narratives the big brands are trying to build to develop or to sell their product for the next 2-3 seasons. Apart from that, we're going to also identify the street trends, the campaign trends, and then we're going to finally cover how we can convert those all the trends that we have identified into the color direction, and then finally the design direction. And then we're going to also understand, then we also going to create basically a design direction using our design board. So let's get started. Here you can see this is the fashion forecast tool at our platform. So what exactly you can do, either you can start with the color forecast. Just pick your specific color to understand will this specific color going to work or not going to work, and then also identify the key brand, the campaign, or the the color harmony associated with this specific color. What were the previous seasonal uh, growth or decline of this specific color? But today's topic is to focus the next seasonal direction. For that purpose, we're going to use F-Trends Fashion Forecast tool, and we're going to pick SS27 as a key trend. And we're going to focus on the women's market specifically. And our concern is for the France region. And apart from France, we're going to also pick up. So our concern is dress category, Gen Z market. And if you want to further, if you want to further create a deeper layer of those garment categories, for example, you want to target casual, cocktail, evening gown, or shirt dresses, or any kind of dresses, you can go with that. And in our custom context, we're gonna actually put the Paris region, or if you have any specific requirement, specific region apart from the Paris within the France region, you can also put over here. So let's get started to understand what exactly is happening around the Paris. So let's start to generate the fresh forecast. So basically we have already generated the forecast as of 19 June 2026. So this is the previous one. Now let's try to understand what exactly has changed between the 19 June to 23 June. So it's still working. So finally it loaded. So finally it loaded the trend direction, the key things from various social media. And also you can see like the history, like if you want to go back to 19 June trend that we have discovered over here, you can get over there as well. But let's see what exactly has changed over these 3 to 4 days. So the things you could see, let's first start working on looking at the Pinterest trend. So what exactly we can see in Paris region is experimental layering for the dress and the main character energy. And if you talk about the TikTok, that the French minimalist chic, socialist aesthetic, and bohemian French street style is something that mostly popular in TikTok. And if we think of Instagram, it's a tactile luxury Paris and the modern femininity France and lace cutout escapes. So this is one of the things. And if you look carefully for the art and exhibitions like fashion in 18th century, a fantasized legacy, and Gianni Versace's retrospective is something, the art exhibition that we could see over here. So, and if we look into the music and festival, that is a rock and Sian, and Les plays electronic, one of the event. And if you think of fashion, that is the currently Paris Fashion Week Women's Spring Summer 2027. That is expected to start in September 2028 to October. And who's next? Another recurring event basically. And cultural and religious events are Fête de la Music and La New Days Cathedrals. Basically, these are the key trends. And among the other trends, Paris Men's Fashion Week, that is already happening Paris June 23 to 28, 2026, and Fête de la Musique 21 June 26. So these are the key trends, key events you can see that is actually happening. If we try to map those things, and based on all these events happenings, these key important trend direction basically, our tool has actually identified the most important thing, the architectural romantic, that is kind of the building, and it's also growing basically, and the high heat utilitarian trend that is emerging and also growing, and the neo sensualist and the minimalist layerist, and all the thing that you can see like lives on TikTok, Pinterest, and event grounded in experimental layering, French minimalist chic, socialist aesthetic, who is next. And here you can see there is also three signals like Instagram, TikTok, and the Pinterest. So let's further investigate what exactly we can see at street trends basically that will be related to Paris Fashion Week maybe, or something more related to specific areas of Paris city. Yeah. So again, here you can see the layer sensuality is kind of the very important thing. So here we identified sheer and lace slip dresses are being styled with heavy duty bomber jacket and oversized blazers. Also luxury show venues in the first eight, signaling a pivot toward high contrast tactile layering. And this is kind of very, very important. And reimagine classic mini models of duty and creative Lee Marius are wearing minimalist jewel tone mini dresses paired with flat blow link shoes to prioritize mobility and effortless clean aesthetic. And the key thing that you can see like jewel tones, flat glow style footwear, and minimalist pouch bags, clean cut hemlines, and then the sporty feminine hybrid that is again jersey fabric, racerback neckline, elevated hardware jewelry, and the breathable finish. And here the neighborhood and community basically what exactly you can see like at the Les Marias and the Jumper Gardens community basically. Here you can also see the quiet luxury, functional comfort, neutral palettes, neutral natural texture, and the pop of art, pop of prints and statement dresses basically. That is again La Marius Cafe scene. Basically, this is the place in Paris area. So here you could also see like the younger Gen Z grows in their areas are layering vintage inspired floral or geometric print midi dresses with minimalist accessories to inject personal expression into public social spaces. So all these things that you're actually seeing are actually kind of, you're getting some signals, and you can also identify the key culture signals like injecting personality and visual playfulness into the traditional Parisian dress code, and style signals are midis, lens sleeve or T-style dresses, something. And then another trend that we could see the soft tailor shift. And to sum up all those things, here you can see the key trends are layered slip, structured mini, hybrid dresser bag, flow midi, and soft shift dresses. And the key prints are vintage floral, abstract geo, and dot whimsy. And design specific thing you can see like that. And let's see what is actually the key material insight specific to this region from trade shows what exactly we are actually identifying through our material intelligence platform. So as you could see, like leopard effect stretched nylon is one of the things that we identified at the premiervision.com, and Leno wave pool wool. That is something very, very important. And the key drivers are tactile authenticity, climate adaptive, breathability, elegant simplicity, sustainability, and baseline. Consumers are minimalist, urbanites, eco-conscious premium shoppers, and the brands are actually adopting Sigen, APC, mother of pearl button, first cotton tape binding, invisible nylon threads, and here you can also see the Copernic, Courage, hidden tonal zippers. So all you can see like here what exactly you are seeing just for the dresser SS27 season, that is our target season, and the key material insights. Let's see the leopard nylon, the lino wool, resin cotton, and pearlescent satin. And the key trims are matte snap, mob button, wooden toggle, and then gross grain ribbon. So this all actually we identify. Now the biggest thing is to identify what are the key narratives actually getting built so that we could actually understand what exactly we need to do in the next season, specifically to SS27. We got all the idea, we got all the key insight, what exactly the consumers are talking about, the key street trend, the material insight. The next step is to the what exactly, who is trying to build the narrative through our F-trends, cash flow, trend prediction technique that actually we have implemented in our forecasting process. So it's going to take a little bit time, but here, this is a very, very crucial step to identify what will be the next future trend. So let's wait for 10 or 20 seconds to get the complete data. And once it's done, we're going to move to designer campaign. Yeah. So the influencer and emerging trends are raw romantic folk layering. And who is actually trying to influence? That is the Chloe, the brand backed Chloe, that is 20 billion plus company. They are actually investing this trend. So this is kind of the long term trend basically. So suppose that if you are willing to start working on this specific raw romantic folk layering trend, so you can be sure like this big brand, they're gonna actually invest on this trend through the campaign, through advertisement, through movies, through film, through various methods. Actually, make sure their products are actually kind of popular. And since while they're actually building the narrative at the during the meantime, so you can actually use this specific trend, also follow them if you cannot invest in the trend narrative, you can also do something very clever to follow the big brand's trend development process. And another trend is kinetic asymmetric color clash. And the brand backed Zoomer that is just only under 1 billion. So you can say like this is a small company, 1 billion under dollar, but still you can actually think of something to work on. And the key were the creators, that is Chenami Kamali and Leonie Huan, and that is the Zoomer. And the product opportunity development, it's tire chiffon midi dresses with raw edge ruffle, crochet overlap slip dresses with scalloped hem, sheer lace, present dress with voluminous sleeves, heavy wash linen, maxi dress with lace insert, and architectural color blocked mini dresses, and then hyper elegant utility, that is again kind of the DO 90 billion company, that is a covert investment basically. So they are not actually exposing themselves, but basically they are kind of working on this specific trend. And then another trend is artisanal dimensional broderie basically. And this is getting again by Chloe Richmond, that is almost less than at 20.6 billion FY25 group sales. Basically, they have done it. And again, you can see like these thing, key product opportunity and development. So you can try this platform just through either using our 12 credits and can actually investigate your own trend basically. And then we have the viral film and screen, that is Emily in Paris. This is the one of the movie that is kind of getting very popular. And here you can see the Fendi and Emily in Paris capsule saw immediate sell-through and high viral social engagement basically. So here you can see the key narratives library are basically raw romantic folk layering, kinetic asymmetric color clash, hyper elegant utility, and artisanal dimension broderie. And let's look the brand analysis. If there is any campaign that is kind of very important, we can also find out over here. Here the campaigns such as. So one of the brand is Match, the SS26 advertisement campaign. The key silhouette, you can see the Sandro, the Sejen, and the Musier Paris, and the Copernic, and we have Bash. All the key silhouettes, asymmetric drapes, sculpture column, soft together midi. So you got all the things. Now the next step is to identify the key themes, key colors, and the design direction that we're going to use in our design development process. Yeah. So you can see like we have 4 key themes, and these are the key colors that are actually important from these themes. One is sculpture minimalism, then urban armor, and then tactile romanticism, and then utility whimsy. So we can think of using these key 4 themes for the product development. So you can select one of these 3-4 colors to work on your trend direction. So let's go with this gray or amber or dusty azure or dusty orange, or let's try this color. Yeah. So here you can see this is the color direction, color harmony generated through our AI. And now let's develop the design intelligence. This actually gonna further create a complete design direction so that your team is actually ready with this thing, like sculpture minimalism that we have created the color especially for that. So here it's gonna actually use the key silhouettes, consumer shift and invisible side, voluminous midi dress and all kind of stuff. Key finishes and key things are compact, copy midi shift, dry wool silk column dress, architectural trend dress, maybe slip dresses. Now let's do the final and complete process of the design development of all our analysis that we have done. So here you can see like in our design board for the sculpture minimalism, we had 4 colors and then we have the dusty azure, and dusty azure had, we have identified the color harmony. So it's already there. So what exactly we need to do is to just develop the mood design board basically. So here it's actually developing the design. Let's wait for 20 or 10 seconds. Yeah. So here you can see like this is the design that we have developed, and that is the lacquer fabric material intelligence that we have actually seen. So you can see the key things, and these are the key direction like lacquer effect stretched nylon and the resin treated rim plus cotton dress, and this is the Lenovo pool wool, and this is Lenovo pool wool 95% wool and 5% linen. And if you want to further look over here and you want to create a runway image for this, you can also do it very, very easily. Yeah. So here you can see the key dressage for SS27 direction based on consumer insight, the key color development, the narratives intelligence, the material intelligence, all these things we have done it in just 20 to 25 minutes with very each. Like you, if you are actually trying to think of like how you have to research all days, identify the trends, but here at our platform, based on your context, you can develop the same color, same strategy, design direction just within 20 minutes. You can identify the key themes, key consumer insights, the street trends, all these things. And then let's develop a mood board as well. So let's do that. Yeah, you can see the mood board of this specific trend as well. And if you want to further make a CAD sketch, you can also do that. Yeah, you can see all the CAD sketch. And not just that, you have your collection storyline for this specific theme and the color placement guide where you should actually place the color, primary zones, accent zones, and the generate trim preview, print and pattern direction, what exactly the key item predictions basically, all the color harmony, complete direction. You can just do it with very much ease. And if you want to further, check out this another thing basically, that the urban armor or tactile romanticism or utility beam C. You can go with that as well, or let's try this tactile romanticism in deep emerald or dark purple. Let's try to go with the dark purple basically. While doing while it's actually analyzing, yeah, yeah. So the color harmony got generated for this dark purple tactile romanticism theme. So let's generate the design board, the complete design board for you to discuss with your team member. Yeah. So here you can see the key trend based on that specific tactile romantic, intellectual romanticism or Persian to light. Mhm. Yeah. Here you can see the complete direction of this specific trend. And for the runway direction, yeah. So here for the runway direction, you can see all the thing. So this is all about our consumer direction to product development. Here we have identified key consumer themes through our color direction, through our consumer insight, material insight, street trend, narrative intelligence, what exactly the big brands are actually trying to do, what we have identified at our different street trends, what exactly people are talking about at various, movies and social media. So all these things actually built your next seasonal direction, and you can do it very, very easily through our platform without, wasting your time, without investing your time in searching all the trend around, Google, or trying to identify by visiting all the places every, you know, through different channels, through social media, through various media. So you can do it with ease very quickly, and not just identifying the key consumer insight, but also you are able to generate the design direction as well. So thank you, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you.